This week's song was Tool, The Grudge. This is the first time I've done a making of video for a Tool song, and I'm a little hesitant to do so. I'm a little nervous to make this just because Tool's songs resonate on such an individual level for so many people, and there's a lot of mysticism written into Tool's songs. So I didn't want to go down that path and try to interpret their songs or the meaning of their songs, but I did want to make a video to sort of show my appreciation for Danny Carey's great drumming. So learning this song, just like learning every Tool song, for me has been just a great journey. Danny Carey always leaves these little gems to be discovered in his songs when you peel back the layers. You know, I'm not a classically trained drummer, so I don't know the terminology very well. I'm a self-taught drummer. But there's flam taps everywhere, and there's you know, variations of paradiddles as far as I can tell. So it's just an insane amount of effort and thought and deep thought that Danny Carey put into this, and you know, I so respect that as an artist. You know, he put more thought and effort into this one song than most drummers put into entire albums or into their entire career. One thing that I thought was really important to me on this song, personally, was to be able to play it through in one take, not piece together a bunch of different takes that, you know, I played good on a certain section but screwed up another section. So last Friday, you know, I sat down to record it, and I thought I had a good take, and when I listened back, I was rushing the tempo a little bit in different places. So, you know, this is so much fun for me that I was looking forward to doing it again, so I scrapped all those takes Friday, and then yesterday I went up again and took about 6 recordings, and I'm using one take in this video only, so no splicing together. So I'll go through different parts of the song that I thought were neat to learn, and little discoveries that I made, or my interpretation of Danny Carey's playing anyway, and show some drums only video to go with it, so hopefully if any of you are learning it or you know, want to compare your notes to mine, then you can do it. At the very first part of the song, there's a lot of flam taps and then some weird double strokes, and I tried to stay as true as possible to what I was witnessing and hearing Danny Carey playing. Which part of the song this is, the verse or the chorus. The song is so convoluted that I'm not going to try to break it down that way. But Danny Carey plays on the floor toms a beat simultaneously with his right and left hand. And before I saw a video on his website of him playing this live, I had learned it, you know, with alternating strokes on the toms. So going back and learning it with simultaneous strokes was really hard. It took me a good while to do it that way, and it's not something that, as a drummer, I don't think I've ever really done to that extent, at least. So, you know, it really threw me for a loop. And one of the parts that really did stick out to me the first time I heard it was the part where Danny Carey's playing a double bass notes that go from quarter notes to eighth notes to 16th notes to 32nd notes while he's playing the ride. I hope I got that right. So I had my Roland electronic practice pads over on the left side of my drum kit to replicate Danny Carey's mandala electronic drums that he plays. So I tried, you know, my best to get them to sound the same as he had his drums programmed to, but it's always fun to incorporate those, you know, in a hybrid set and play songs like this. So there are several places in the song where Danny Carey's playing real heavy and odd accents on the ride cymbal. And here's one of my favorites. So one of my favorite parts of this song is actually the build-up to the very end of the song, when it's basically a drum solo. But the build-up itself is so much fun to play, and when I first learned it, I was listening just to the music and playing along with it, and I just wasn't, you know, I was playing with the same beat, but it just wasn't sounding right on the toms. And fortunately, I found this video of Carey playing it live and saw that he was mixing in some double notes in there, and I watched it about 10 times until I figured out exactly what he was doing, or at least I think I know what he's doing here. And it's basically a pattern of 3 alternating notes followed by a double note, followed by 5 alternating notes, and then the pattern repeats itself with on the other hand leading. So it's a right hand lead, all those notes, and then a left hand lead. So basically it goes 1 2 1 2 3 double, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 double, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 double, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 double, 1 2 3 4 5. And when you speed it up and put the accents in there, it sounds like. Pattern alone, playing it on the 2 floor toms, creates this real sense of anticipation and really builds up to the final climax of the song. So the build up obviously leads to the climax at the end of the song, which is basically 30 seconds of drum madness. And you know, I sort of felt like I was clinging on to a runaway freight train for dear life. But I can tell you that to learn this on the drums, or even get kind of close to learning it on the drums, it's just such a fun experience. I mean, it's such a high energy, exciting drum part, and you know, I'm really glad that I took the time to try to learn it. So that's all I have for this video. But I also have some news about the drum studio. I've already told some of you, but I'm taking the drums out of the upstairs bedroom. They're just too loud for my poor neighbor next door, even though we have a time worked out where I can play, you know, from like 12 to 1 each day. You know, I like to have more of a flexible schedule, and I don't want to bother anybody with noisy drums. So, and also my wife's getting tired of me boarding up the windows in the guest bedroom. So I got one of these prefab sheds, a 12-foot by 10-foot shed. And I'm going to build it in the backyard, and I'm going to soundproof the crap out of it. That's going to take me a few weeks, and in the meantime I'm going to learn. My goal is to have sort of a new format, is to learn several songs at once and record those in one sitting, you know, for one day, maybe 5 songs, and then release one a week or so. You know, playing a set list like that, it appeals to me because you know, I retain the music better when I do that, rather than learning one song at a time, playing it, and then forgetting about it 2 weeks later. So that's exciting news, but there will be a hiatus for several weeks while I get the shed built in the backyard. But in the meantime, I'll be learning songs, and I'm excited to get a new series started when recording starts back up. And in the meantime, I have a lot of conversations going on Facebook, and look me up on Twitter too, and if you want to ask me anything, those are the best places. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.